to the midnight tide, where shadows whisper, darkness hides. We're diving deep into the unknown, on a journey you're not alone. From haunted halls to specters lost, we'll guide you through the eerie frost, with tales that chill and spirits roam. A freaking awesome paranormal show. Ghostly whispers, ancient tomes, mysteries in haunted homes. Brace yourselves, it's time to go. The freaking awesome paranormal show. The freaking awesome paranormal show. Ghostly whispers, ancient tomes, mysteries in haunted homes. Brace yourselves, it's time to go. The freaking awesome paranormal show. The freaking awesome paranormal show. Welcome to the midnight tide, where shadows whisper, darkness hides. We're diving deep into the unknown, on a journey you're not alone. From haunted halls to specters lost, we'll guide you through the eerie frost, with tales that chill and spirits roam. The freaking awesome paranormal show. Ghostly whispers, ancient tomes, mysteries in haunted homes. Brace yourselves, it's time to go. The freaking awesome paranormal show. The freaking awesome paranormal show. Ghostly whispers, ancient tomes, mysteries in haunted homes. Brace yourselves, it's time to go. The freaking awesome paranormal show.
The engine is starting up.
For launch. GC, go. Guidance, go. Fido, go. Prop, go. GNC, go. Max, go. Eagle, go. Ecom,
go. Pending final steps. The cabin link check.
3, 2, 1.
Is there anyone here that would like to communicate with us? Can you give us a sign?
Welcome to the Rift Nation Network, the R&N, putting a slide in your glide and a dip in your hip. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe. With shows throughout the week, you can find us at Instagram, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, and more. Everything you could want, everything you can need right here, right now. From the paranormal to the supernatural. From comedy to the spiritual. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
It's showtime, folks!
Podcast may contain material that some listeners may find sensitive, offensive, or disturbing. We strive to create respectful and informative content, but topics discussed may include mature themes such as violence, explicit language, or controversial subjects, triggering content including discussions related to mental health, trauma, or other sensitive issues, explicit language. Occasionally, our guests or hosts may use strong language. While we aim to handle these topics with care and empathy, we encourage listeners to exercise discretion. If you find any content distressing, consider skipping or seeking support. Remember that this podcast is not a substitute for professional advice. If you need assistance, please consult a qualified expert.
What is up, all you freaks out there? This is Ryan.
And this is Rhonda.
Tell you what, we have on two opposite ends of the spectrum. We have Rhonda over here feeling like total ass, but she's coming in. She's hanging out with us. She has just been working so hard, doing all the paranormal stuff and doing her job. She's here with us tonight, being a trooper.
I am, but you know what? I have medication, and that's what matters.
Medication does.
Doctor said she's going to get me right this time, so
probably need some medication, but a different type of
medication.
A different
kind.
Yeah.
Not sinus infection medication.
No. I need some calm my ass down medication.
Well, I'm probably going to be like that. I was sitting here thinking, I was like, they put me on steroids. I'm probably not going to sleep for like a week.
Maybe you're going to be raging.
Yeah.
On the computer across the room.
It just makes me not sleep. So I'll be wide awake getting stuff.
Oh, I hate that. Especially, I took some medication to help me sleep, and they had the exact opposite effect on me. And I'm like, I'm like shaking and shit, you know? Like I drink like 10 cups of coffee. So that is not a good feeling.
Nope. I know that feeling well.
So, anyways, welcome to the Freakin Awesome Paranormal Show. We are broadcasting live in color on the Rift Nation Network, guys. So we are, on the cutting edge of technology.
Yeah, we're in color. Here. You don't have to read teleprompts. No.
No,
It's
we're
the
not
real
live. We're not
deal.
live to tape. You know, we're not on tape delay over here. This is live happening right now. So there's that.
There
But I
is
do honestly, I feel bad because I didn't realize that I scheduled a show like I do every Tuesday, but I scheduled a show on National Ballpoint Pen Day, and I can feel the hatred of the ballpoint penites coming towards me. That's what I call the ballpoint pen fans, the
yeah,
ballpoint penites. You know, and I apologize. We're not trying to, we're not trying to discredit their holiday.
right,
Okay.
right.
It's Tuesday. We can't help the fact that it's ballpoint pen day. And I did tell you what, I wrote the notes for the show right here.
Uh-huh.
Ballpoint pen.
I tell you what, I couldn't find my ballpoint pen today, and I was quite agitated. I was like, I don't want to write in like this kind of pen. I want
What's up, Teresa?
I want this kind of pen.
Yeah. I was going
And
to
you
say,
can tell I'm running low on ink in this one.
are you a ballpoint Scrooge?
I am not. But when you want a ballpoint pen, you want a ballpoint pen. And
Yeah, I
then
know,
you got to
I know.
get into the whole thing. Do you want medium point? Do you want fine point? Do you want blue? Or do you want black?
Or red.
Or red? It's
I mean,
a
if you
whole
want to,
caboodle.
it is an ordeal.
It is.
But we celebrate the goodness of ballpoint pens here on the Freakin Awesome Paranormal Show.
That's
So
right.
welcome all your ballpoint penites to the show. Hope you enjoy it. And it is also National Call Your Doctor Day.
Well, I did that today.
Well, there you go. Now,
I
I'm not sure if you just
participated.
call your doctor for like no reason. Just,
Yeah.
just to
I
say, hey,
participated today.
but
We're covered.
I am a National Call Your Doctor Scrooge because I did not call my doctor today. And I'm sure he was waiting by the phone.
Waiting
Yeah.
for someone to acknowledge
home.
today.
He went home with his head hung down. What's wrong? Oh, nothing. I'm fine. Hopefully, I'll remember next year, and I'll call him, and he'll have a good year. So, oh yep. See, Kat Snyder-Gass says book rules. She knows what's up.
See?
Yes. Bic does a lot of different stuff, man. They've got razors and lighters. They cover the whole spectrum of stuff.
Yeah, they do. They do.
See. So, anyways, happy National Call Your Doctor Day, and of course, happy National Ballpoint Pen Day. And hopefully, our guests forgive us for scheduling the show on such a momentous holiday. Hopefully, they got all their writing out of their way, and they
That's
can
right.
focus on the show.
That's right. That's
Yes.
right.
So, could you do us a favor and give a shout out to everyone in chat?
Yes, I can. Hello, Lois Clark and Agatha and Ashley Herndon and Kat Gash and Chris Box Roden. That girl, hello. Teresa, Keith Ottersberg, Michael Brooks. Thank you all and welcome in.
Damn, that girl's using the Sharpie S gel in 0.7 millimeters. That is some fancy stuff.
Well,
Right there.
I mean, my favorite, I like a Pentel RSVP fine point in blue. That's one of my preferred. I mean, I'm telling you, if you like a ballpoint, you've got favorites.
Ed Odell's in the house.
Hey,
So this
hey,
pen is
hey.
actually from Staples. I don't know what kind of pen it is. I might not
Oh,
even.
those right good. Those are kind of like gel point
Yeah.
pens, ballpoint pens. I like those.
So here comes the pen talk on.
Don't you
We're just
like?
talking-
So, how many in chat? Here's the question. I'm not even gonna pull a card yet. Here's the question of the week. I'm helping you out, Ryan.
Thank you.
How many of you guys are at a restaurant and you get your bill and you got to put in the stuff and sign it and you like the pen and then accidentally put it in your pocket?
Accidentally. Oh,
Who
I'm
has
sorry.
done it?
I probably
Who has
have.
done it?
Who's not stole a pen? We're going to
'Cause
expose.
you know
people
you
to-
get it and you're like, ooh, this pen writes good. You know
Yeah.
it's happened.
There have been times when I was like, man, and I probably have done
Good
it.
pen. This is one of those good pens.
Yeah. And then I lose the pen. Lose the pen for my life of crime, stealing pens, and I end up losing them. This is crime talk over here. We're talking about stealing stuff.
I mean, I just said you accidentally got it. You forgot it wasn't yours.
What? How this pen get? I didn't have a pen when I walked in here. How'd this get in here?
I thought it
What
was
in the
mine.
world? Oh my
I did it
goodness.
mine.
Oh my gosh. See, now we're confessing. We're having confession.
We're having confessional.
We're we're exposing ourselves in not that kind of way, but it's not that kind of show. That's the 11 o'clock show.
That's the
Wait for that show. That's it. The show right after ours. You know. Oh, see that girl. That girl is the one true. You know, he never stole one, but we definitely go out and buy it later, though.
Yeah, document what you had. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Take a picture of it.
Oh, it's an absent-mindedness. It might have just fell in my purse.
Yeah,
You know.
it happens. It happens. You know. Shoot. So, are we doing cards today? Because I know.
Yeah, I got one. I just pulled out the fun. I
life.
pulled out the fun deck, so I don't have to think on it much. We'll just see. I think I'm gonna pull a pink card and a purple card just to see what we get this week. So we got through here. We've got. Let's pull this pink one. Pink card, and let's do this one. A purple card. Here you go.
I can't read it, so I don't know.
Eat your vegetables.
Oh,
Eat some shit made by Mother Nature. Tis the time for year for eating Mother Nature's food because it's really good right now.
yeah. Those salads are good this time of year. This is a good salad time of year. Very light.
And this is stuff's about to get real. You need your people around you. So reach out this week, talk to a friend, because you never know when you're going to need them.
What's up, John Sullivan?
Hey, John Sullivan.
So eat your vegetables.
Eat your
and call
vegetables and call your friends.
And call your doctor.
And
But
call
not
your
now, because
doctor and write
9
down
o'clock
what
at
he
night.
says with a pen, a ballpoint pen.
Ballpoint pen. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
You can't have any gel points tonight. Tomorrow you can use whatever you want, but tonight,
Ballpoint pen, baby.
yes, it is. So we are going to chat about our freaking awesome playlist.
Yeah.
Our songs for the night, and we asked my friends over at 13th Floor Haunted Media Productions to give me a song. But I haven't gotten it yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and put them on the show so they can let us know what their song recommendation is.
I know you.
What is up, guys? Welcome to the show.
Hey,
Hi.
what's up?
We are
Hello.
super excited. Thank you so much for joining us on Ballpoint Pen Day. We appreciate you taking the time out of your busy writing schedule to join us tonight. So every week we get our guests to give us a song to put on our playlist, and at the end of the year we're going to put it all together and make one big freaking awesome playlist. So if you guys could each give us a song, that would be amazing.
I would probably have to say Journey Separate Ways.
Love it.
Ooh, good
Love
one.
it.
Why? Oh, okay.
I used it in the last reel. Goes
Okay.
well with stuff.
All right. Probably The Sound of Silence, because that's
Ooh, that's a
playing
good
in my
one.
head.
See, it's like that's what I do. Whenever whatever song's playing in my head at the time, this is what I put down. So Ed Odell's song is Schism by Tool.
Okay.
And my song was The Famous Final Scene by Bob Seger.
Okay. And mine
And
is Wherever I May Roam by Metallica.
there we go. So this is going to be a good playlist.
It's going to be a really good playlist.
So now we can do the freaking awesome question of the week, which is basically a random question that one of us thinks of. And so this week is my turn. And my freaking awesome question of the week is, what is your favorite summer food?
Ooh.
Know yours. Watermelon.
I would say watermelon. Yep, definitely. Yep.
That is such a summer food. That is, that is quintessential summer food right there.
You can't go wrong with it. I mean, honestly.
No. How about you,
probably ice cream, but I eat that year round too. So
I mean, popsicles, ice cream, kind of all the same, in the same boat.
Yeah, the one by Disturbed. That version is good.
I think for me, I was gonna say watermelon because I actually just chopped up a big one today. But I will go with tomatoes because they're really good this time of year.
You know what, Rhonda, you stole mine because I was going to say Hanover tomatoes.
Hanover tomatoes,
because
we'll religiously eat them.
We have the most juiciest tomatoes down here in the Hanover, Mechanicsville area where we live, and they're just amazing. But I'll go with a hamburger grilled on a charcoal grill for my summer food. You can't go wrong with it. See, we would have a great picnic.
Yeah.
Your ice cream, watermelon, tomatoes, and hamburgers. Come join our cookout. It's going to be a lot of fun.
For real.
So I want to know, how did you guys get started in the paranormal? What put you on the path growing up? What was your life put you into, got you started in the paranormal?
So basically we were staying in an apartment complex. We were friends with someone across from our complex, and I was over at their house or their apartment, and I was watching Ghost Adventures on Netflix. And when I was watching it, I was like, man, is this real? Because like you can you can make stuff up to make it look like it's real, So I watched a couple episodes, and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to see if Toledo or any locations here in Toledo, Ohio, where we live, has any public investigations. And one came up at the Toledo Yacht Club. And when that happened, I went and I actually caught some really cool stuff. I went back home, went over my recorder, went over my evidence. And when I went over my voice recorder, I caught some EVPs, and I was like, man, this is really cool. So this is really, it really does happen, So then eventually, I joined the team, started my own team. Went through some members, but I think I jumped in this about 2015, 2017.
Something like that.
Yeah. And then eventually my wife jumped in too, and then we've been investigating the paranormal ever since. We've collected haunted items, as you can see here. Some of them are behind us. We've investigated many locations. We've done a paranormal documentary. We've done plenty of paranormal series. But yeah.
So you guys jumping in full force into this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So where do you find most of your haunted objects? Are you just scouring like antiques shops and seeing what you're reading off of them, or do people send you stuff, or what? How is that coming about?
So I have a really good friend. He has a team that has chapters in different areas of the United States, and they pull like haunted items out of homes and also he also helps sell people's haunted items too, and online. And when he gets, when he gets rare ones, he'll reach out to us and say, "Hey, I got this rare item. Are you interested?" And usually, if it's rare, we'll be like, "Yeah." Other than that, I've gotten stuff off eBay. I've gotten stuff off Etsy. Like,
We've gotten some stuff given to us.
yeah, some stuff was given to
Just
us.
a few things.
Some like I've gotten some stuff off other paranormal investigators. I own, I own some dark items to true crime items to some location items like Penhurst, Bobby Mackey's. Yeah, like there's a wheelchair that's behind us right now that's haunted. I mean, we own a lot of items like this right here. I'm sure you know what that is.
I don't know if you can see it.
I don't know if you can see it. It's got a bad glow, but it's part of the Demon House in Gary, Indiana. I have the property of it. Yep. I own items from it.
Does anything ever happen in your house because of what you have? Or?
Yes and no. I mean, we've had a dry erase board fall off our wall upstairs. Here's items for Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Let's see. What else? Oh, we actually caught what looked like fingers in our living room, right below our Nest camera in our living room. You can actually see that on our TikTok, our YouTube, our Facebook. It's all on there. It's really weird.
Wow.
It was a really weird. It was actually the day your grandma actually passed away.
And her picture happened to be sitting on the bookshelf.
Right at that moment.
You think it was her?
We don't know, honestly. We don't know. And this happened in the middle of January when it was cold. So we did go down and try to debunk it. There was no cobwebs. There's no spiders. There was nothing. Usually when we get alerts on our camera in our living room, usually it's just headlights going through the kitchen. Not that night. So, yeah.
We got a question from Cat Snyder Gash, and she's wondering if you ever investigated a Civil War battlefield, and if so, what have you encountered?
Yes. If you actually go to our YouTube, we investigated the orphanage building and the Jenny Wade house, and Maggie actually got touched in the Jenny Wade house in the basement.
Yeah. But the battlefield itself, we did go to the battlefield, but we didn't investigate it. But we did
but we heard cannon fire.
We did definitely heard cannon fire, but we didn't investigate it.
Yeah.
But at Gettysburg.
Yeah. I don't want to get out to Gettysburg. You ever come down to this way, down to Virginia?
West Virginia once in a while.
Yeah.
Okay. We're not much further.
Occult members stuff.
Oh wow. Where'd you get that from?
Off a true crime website. I actually got a letter from Tex Watson.
Really?
Yep, right here.
Damn.
Tex Watson.
Wow.
Signed right on the back too.
Have you ever opened up?
That's not a copy. This is a legit letter.
Yeah, you could tell.
Yeah. I mean, the way the paper is, you could tell it's not a copy.
Yeah.
Do you ever open something up and get a feeling from it as soon as you open it up?
Oh yeah.
You're sensitive.
I'm more sensitive than my wife, and I can I can sense when there's something in here. I've actually here, go get some other stuff, honey, over there. I'll show them.
Even the flag.
Oh yeah, we have an American flag that's off to my corner of my left here. I got a 1861 high chair that has a Ouija board for a tray table.
Wow, that is
wow.
It possessed a 1 and a 3-year-old and killed them.
But as far as
Really?
Well, that part's not cool.
Yep.
affected by anything, the flags.
The flag, yeah, for me to be affected really badly, it's this flag that I have right here off to my left. It has ties. We believe it has ties to 9/11, and it affected me very badly. We were investigating it. There's some Charles Manson stuff.
Wow.
What kind of stuff happened when you were investigating the flag?
So Maggie was asking questions, and I actually was starting to not feel right. I believe what you would call a spirit jump, like it jumped in me, and as she was asking questions, I just didn't feel right. I started to get like really bad. I just spaced off, starting to get really fast visions, and then I just broke down in tears, crying, literally crying. And I think whatever happened to that, whatever was attached to that flag, it was very sad, and it wanted to communicate through me to let my wife know, like, hey, I'm sad, you know. That is actually on our TikTok.
I believe it's connected to the
Yeah,
Pentagon.
it is on our TikTok. Here's again.
Oh wow.
No.
Did you know that you had these abilities before you know their whole Ghost Adventures thing, or did it develop after?
Nope, I didn't. Oh, where's the one with Charles? I actually have pieces of Charles Manson's hair, by the way.
I don't know where it's at.
I don't know where it's at. It's in one of those display cases. But yeah. Yeah, we have so many display cases with stuff in it. I got Bonnie and Clyde items. I have Al Capone, some of the Purple Gang stuff, Salem Witch Trials, Elvis, Titanic.
You can't go wrong with
I have
Elvis.
Titanic items too, and Richard Ramirez. And John Wayne Casey. I got stuff from him too. Yep.
Wow.
Damn.
Killer Clown. Here, hand me that piece of wood. Yep. There's a piece of wood from the house in Chicago of his. It's part of the stud where he houses victims.
Wow.
Yep.
Do you ever like do like EMF detectors or like P2s on the items to see if there's anything attached to them?
Not currently, but
We investigate our collection live on TikTok when we have time. Excuse me. But when we do have, here's some Bobby Mackey stuff. This is actually part of the floorboard of the well.
this up here is dirt from the well.
Yeah, that right there is dirt from the well. So
That's awesome.
This is wood too. We investigate our collection live on TikTok when we have time. Because we do work full-time jobs. We're both medical assistants full-time besides doing this. And we have 2 boys, so we try to juggle life and doing this, and you know. But
I know boys can be a handful. So
yeah. So we do investigate our collection live, and when we do, people tune in, people see the evidence like completely live. I do put EMF detectors on some of our items. I'll go through and randomly pick some of our items and just focus on those. If they're not really hitting, then I'll just feel the room out and see what else is in here. Whoa. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
What the fuck was that? Did you seriously hear that?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm
Did
not
you
joking.
hear that?
Did you hear that?
No.
Didn't hear anything. What happened?
Dude, it sounded like someone fucking sneezing.
Kind of did, yeah.
I have to watch the replay of it, see if I
Yeah,
can
we'll watch the replay and see if it comes up.
Or almost like something squeaking, or
Yeah. It was like someone like freaking sneezing. Or someone,
What?
or no, it sounded like someone like a soft male voice was also that was like, hey.
maybe.
I mean, if they want to join the show, they can come on.
Well, yeah.
Come on.
Got anything to say?
Yeah, we will interview.
Go
We'll
soon.
interview you.
Yep.
I mean,
I mean, that's pretty cool. That's awesome.
this is why we This is why we do interviews in here, because people, every interview we've done, sometimes people will catch things live on podcast live, and
That's so cool.
Yeah.
and that it sounded like it came from behind us.
Mhm. It wasn't this guy. I don't know if you can see
Is
him.
that the wheelchair he's sitting in though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Could that be like the wheelchair moving?
No.
No.
No,
This
that thing's hard to move.
yeah. This sounded like either someone sneezing or someone's like in a raspy voice that was saying, "Hey," something like that. You'll have to like replay.
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go back and listen to
Yeah.
that. So when you're investigating your items, what's the craziest thing you've ever like heard? Like besides that, like any cool EVPs or anything that stands out?
We've heard.
Nature.
Yeah. We've heard. Yeah, you're gonna be able to see it. We've caught. We've captured growls coming across the spirit box.
Hisses.
Disembodied whistles.
Yeah.
Disembodied growls. I've been told to pray.
That's never a good thing.
I captured a cat ball actually moving on its own in one of the Charles Manson display cases.
Wow.
In an upright position.
But what's really interesting is the cat ball moved, but the light never went off on it.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was the crazy part about that whole thing. And that's on our TikTok too, and our YouTube, and our Facebook. I think the weirdest I've actually been scratched twice now?
At least.
Yeah. I've been scratched twice in this room. I've had my lower lip messed with. I broke down in tears in here.
Yeah, at least once.
I had the door knob actually messed with when Maggie was actually under Essie's method. Yeah, it is a bunch of crazy evidence. I've caught Bonnie coming through. I've had Dean Carroll, if you know who that is. He was a serial killer. He murdered men just like John Wayne Casey. He was known as the Candy Man. That's what the movie's based off of. Actually,
Okay.
based off him. Yep.
So have you ever gotten, we've got a couple of questions in chat, but have you ever either been given something, gifted something, or purchased something that the minute you got it, like in the house and opened up, you're like, yeah, nope, I don't want this in here?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
We've been given stuff from people that have felt that way. Like that clock.
Yeah, there's a clock over here that was given to us. Like I have dirt from the actual exorcist house. I have an exorcism kit.
So Kat was wondering, what do you think is the reason for a spirit to produce a growl?
You know, it's hard to say. I mean, when you get something, when you get something negative, they're going to growl at you. That's all there is to it. I mean, you're either going to hear it disembodied, or you're going to hear it over a voice recorder, or you're going to hear it over a spirit box in a live time. That's my mom moving. Either or. But how random do I ever get growls in here? Slim to none. I think the reason why I got the one growl is because I think we were investigating one of these up here on the top.
I think it was the high chair.
Was it the high chair?
You were reading the prayer.
No. This was when I was sitting right there. You were right there, and I turned to you and I said, "Did you not hear that?" And you're like, "Hear what?" I said, "The growl came from behind this area."
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
not thinking
I just
that.
don't know if we were investigating these or Helen, to be honest.
I don't know.
Does that room have a different feeling to it when you walk in compared to everywhere else in your house?
Yes. Yes.
To me, no, because I'm used to it. I'm used to the energy in here. It's used to me. So, can I walk in and think it's heavy? No, because it just feels.
Sometimes, yeah.
I mean, it could vary. But what?
I heard something again.
Oh, but yeah, I mean, there's nothing really to me. It just feels the same throughout the whole house. It don't feel different. It may feel different to her, but to me, it don't.
You know, Ron, I think they should come out to Virginia and visit Belle Grove and the cabin on 360.
I agree. I agree.
Take a little road trip out here, and I'll bring you guys a Hanover tomato.
Oh,
You know,
yeah, that would be cool.
we've got a property here. Like one of the houses was a brothel at one point. Another house had his 12-year-old girl was murdered by her 17-year-old half brother, and both houses were built on a Civil War battlefield. So you know, it's just a casserole of fuck out here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
There's
Definitely.
so much stuff and so much history here. But we're gonna talk about Ohio because I don't know much about. I know the Belair House. I've been to the Belair House. But what other places around there that not people may not necessarily know about that you enjoy investigating in that area? Thanks, Renee.
Oh, let me see. In Ohio, you like in the state of Ohio or
Yes.
like our city?
Oh, yeah. You know, anywhere close by, anything you can think of.
I would say Collingwood Arts would probably be a good place to check out. OSR, I was a little disappointed, but then again, I may have caught that day on a bad day where it just wasn't as active. Any other place in Ohio we've investigated?
Well, Beale.
Well, yeah. Beale. That place was a trip.
That was just recent too.
Yeah. That. Oh wow, man. My friend got scratched, which we were not anticipating. The voices we captured.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we only got 3 hours of sleep in that place because we woke up and hit filming right away. We slept for like 3 hours and woke up, ate breakfast, and just went straight to filming and investigating.
It's always good when you have a place that's super active like that.
And then the Williams County Jail.
Yeah, we were just there
where we
this
captured
weekend.
the shadow.
We were just there.
Yeah, we captured a shadow that was like literally 3 feet from my friend.
Wow.
Like,
I think I watched that video. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
What's crazy about that what's crazy about that, and I'll tell you how sensitive I am to the paranormal was. So as we were walking up the second floor, and the lady there was giving us a tour and talking about the hot spots. As I was walking up, turned the corner, and as you turn the corner, it's like a straight hallway, and then there's a room off to your right that's solitary confinement, and there's one off to the left. In solitary confinement, there's the male area, and then there's the female area. Before we even went any further, I stopped her and I said, does anyone ever feel anxious up here? And I said, I feel so anxious that like I literally wanted to run down the hallway and jump out the window. That's how anxious I felt. Like I wanted to jump on my own skin. I felt like I was paranoid. I felt like I was being watched. I felt like someone was like going to get me without no hesitation. And then after I told her that, she goes, "It's funny you mention that because everyone who comes up here feels anxious." So I was like, "Oh." So I called that before she even told us because I was starting to feel that. I
Mhm.
felt that. I felt that energy right away when I hit that area. So in the process of all that, we felt like we actually I didn't honestly I didn't think we really caught any really good mind-blowing evidence, you know. And well, all of a sudden we were towards the end of the night and we were investigating the first floor, and there's a cell block in the first floor. And my friend goes out in the hallway and he goes, I thought I just saw a shadow. And I think this is when he walked out and was filming out in the hallway. I was still in like what the cell block area. And what, like 5 or 10 minutes later, he came back in and he was going through his camera, like, and he goes through and he's like, "Dennis," I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Look at this." And you can see a shadow. You can see the whole hallway just get black. I'm talking black, dark as black, about as dark as his shirt. And all of a sudden you see this shadow just go whoop, whoop, just like I was like, dang. So he so yesterday he was going over his footage and he looked at the shadow. And as he was looking at the shadow, he's like, "Dude, we got it. 10,000%. We got it." He's like, I'm gonna send you a clip and I'm gonna send it to you broke down frame by frame. And as I watched it frame by frame, and what was cool about the whole investigation was my oldest was with us. And it was his choice. He wanted to come with us. And he even watched on the camera thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him, and while we were at that location, he came out and said it looked like it came from left to right. And we were all like, "Nah, it came right to left," you know. And no doubt, don't doubt a 12-year-old 20/20 vision kid. Came left to right. And he was right. He said, and I told him yesterday, I said, "Liam," I said, "You're right. The shadow came left to right." And he's like, "See, I told you." I was like,
good eyes. That's awesome.
yeah. I mean, he
Yeah.
called it. I told him, I said, me and my friend were like, you're right. It came left to right. And what was funny was it popped out so quick and it popped back in that it was just quick. So yeah. The other piece of evidence that happened, she was actually using a seer device in the men's solitary confinement by herself, and the steel metal door moved.
Ooh.
I'm talking steel metal door. These things are heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Not easy to move.
No, they are not easy to move. And it moved about a good
couple inches.
Yeah, couple 2-3 inches on its own.
Wow.
We actually because I was under the seer device. We actually thought he was coming up the stairs.
Yeah. So they
we thought
radioed
it
us
was.
downstairs and they're like, "Are you coming upstairs?" And we were like, "No." And then not even 2 minutes later, we heard a loud bang come from downstairs where me and Liam was.
Wow.
And we couldn't even find a source to it.
No.
I love it when a paranormal location gives you stuff like that, especially when you don't think you're getting anything. And they're like, "Okay, you want something? We'll show you something."
Yeah. So that's actually gonna that my friend's actually editing that episode right now, so it should be coming out here in the next 2-3 weeks. Should be.
Yeah, guys, go check out their YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's really they got some
more
cool
haunted
stuff.
media. Yeah, yeah, it's pretty amazing the stuff they've captured. Teresa, our Canadian connection, is asking if you ever been to Fairfield County in Lancaster.
No, not yet. It is on my list. I have been to Waverly Hills. Where else have we been? Known places. I've been to OSR, Waverly.
Penhurst, but we didn't like investigate.
Yeah, we didn't investigate Penhurst. We were there for like the Paracon. Damn, where else have we been? That's well known.
Well-known places.
Yeah.
You get a lot of good stuff when you go to the well-known places.
Well, except for OSR. No. Well, like I said, I think I caught that on a bad day.
Yeah. We tend to go to the places that aren't as well known, though.
Yeah. I try to look for, like, when I reach out to, I will reach out to, we've done a last year. Was it last year or the year before that?
Last year.
Yeah, last year. We actually traveled and we actually investigated almost 8 to 10 historical society museums that are not even on people's radar, because I own haunted items, so I want to investigate museums, you know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So but yeah, we're actually one well-known place that no, we have not been to Eloise. So we've been there once, and that was to do a vending thing. That was it. We haven't investigated it. In August, we are actually going to the Sally House in Kansas to film an
wow.
Nice.
So we will end up filming, investigating, and staying the night, and leaving at 9 o'clock in the morning.
So. Ooh, that's gonna be good. I can't wait to see what you get there.
Oh yeah,
that's gonna be.
Yeah, that's one well-known place that we're going to. Let's see. I'm actually in communication with some other locations, but they're not well known, because I don't try to investigate every well-known location, because I feel like people get bored of seeing always the same locations. So I try to find places that are not well known and investigate those. So,
I mean, you tell you what, we're here in Virginia. Cabin is a pretty cheap location, and you can spend the night there.
That's right.
So,
look into that.
Yeah, we'll have to look into that. Yeah, actually, I told
you'll be disappointed. Trust me.
Yeah, I told Maggie I want to try and work my way out west too, because I want to investigate the Queen Mary, USS Hornet, the Winchester home. I want to investigate those places.
Yeah,
those are like those well-known places are like bucket list.
Yeah, Winchester's on my bucket list because I visited and did a tour, but man,
nope, never done a place in Canada.
Nope,
but there's always hope.
I saw one other question we missed from Kat.
It was about the orphanage. What did we capture?
Yeah, did you get anything while you were there?
We caught like little children's spirits coming over the spirit box, but nothing out of major, nothing out of the ordinary.
The biggest thing for at least me, because we were with friends, and we were in the basement of the Jenny Wade house, and I got my hair pulled my jacket was pulled on.
Yeah, it
was my jacket,
and
that was a big thing from that.
And the Jenny Wade house is the basement support. Oh, hi. So the Jenny Wade house, the Jenny Wade's father is known to haunt the basement and doesn't like females. So the claims are that Jenny Wade's father will mess with females. So we think that's what happened.
Ah.
That he got messed with. So, I'll tell you a crazy location, and you guys can go watch this. Is the Ypsilanti Museum?
Ypsilanti, Michigan.
Yeah, she got her hair not tugged, but like moved, and I got it was, and you could see it, the reflection right in the glass display. You could see it literally moved, and it was crazy, and the evidence we captured there. I mean, I thought the time was later than what it was.
We got a lot of evidence in like 2 hours.
In like 3 hours. I mean, it was crazy, but it was a really active place, and yeah.
Wow. I mean, that's really cool. Like when you have something like that, you can actually see it on camera. It's not something where it's like, oh, my hair moved, and you can't really see it. There's actual proof that it happened. You know, that's really awesome. What is the scariest EVP you've ever captured?
Probably in here though.
Probably in here, yeah. Probably in here. I think it was the one night I was investigating with one of my friends, and we were running the spirit box, and we came out, or something came over to the spirit box and said, "I'm gonna kill you." I'm like, okay. All right, it must be either one of the serial killers that's attached to the objects, or one of the negative items saying it's going to kill us. I don't know. I don't know if it was telling my friend or telling me. I don't know. So,
do you take any of your items to like Paracons and things like that just for display?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we've actually taken Helen to Paracons.
Helen's our demonic doll. She's in a big case.
Yeah. Big glass case.
We've taken her many times.
Yep.
Do you take anybody on investigations with you?
No.
Nope.
We've talked about it, but then we always forget, like, to take them just to see, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We have a bell. We had taken that as like a trigger object before.
Yeah, actually, we so when I first started collecting objects, I have these two Amish dolls. They're husband and wife, and they died in like a horse buggy accident or something. And there were, I think they're over there. One day I went down the basement of our old place where we lived, and this is actually on our TikTok, and I believe it's on our Facebook and our YouTube shorts. When I went down the basement, the ghost meter was going off on the lap of the husband, and I asked, I said, "Is your wife here?" And when I asked if the wife was here, you could hear. Do we have the bell? I don't know, but it's like one of those little bells that you just hold and ring, you know, sort of. Oh yeah, it was this one right here. And I asked, I says, "Your wife here?" And you could hear a faint ring, disembodied, and the bell's sitting on the shelf, like far away from the dial. And I asked some other question, and you could hear the disembodied bell ring again. And I had to go up, and my kids were upstairs with my mom at the time, and I said, "Were you guys watching any? You know, was there anything ringing on TV? Did you guys have anything on TV that calls a bell sound?" And they're like, "No." I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "Okay, all right." I just called disembodied bell ring twice.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
So Teresa is wondering if you have any interest in going to the Farrar School in Farrar, Iowa.
If anybody knows, that school's owned by Kobe and Sam and Kobe. So, am I interested? Yes and no. We'll have to see. I mean, You know, I heard they charge like almost $1,000 to $1,800 to investigate that
Oh,
place.
wow.
That's what I heard. That's what I
Well,
heard.
I mean, there are other places charge that much too for
Yeah.
investigations.
Waverly Hills charges about 1,800. OSR charges about 2,400. The orphanage in the Jenny Wade was like cost me $400, but $200 for 2 hours. So that wasn't too bad.
No, that's not bad.
We did like what, hour in each building?
Mhm.
Yeah, we did like an hour in each building. So
It really depends on how much time you have in the buildings too. If you
Yeah.
spend that much money, you're going to have more than like 3 or 4 hours in it. You need to make it worth your while, because you could spend $2,000 and maybe get a sigh or
Yeah.
something, you know.
yeah. So but yeah. The Old County Jail only cost us like $200.
See,
So
that's it. It's the smaller locations. There's our locations. They're trying to get more well known, get more investigators in. So
Yeah.
they'll charge a cheaper rate, and you'll still get the same experiences, but you won't be able to be like, say, a lot of times people go places because they want to say, I've been to Waverly Hills, I've been to, Pennhurst and stuff like that, and it may not get anything, but at least you can say you've been and experienced it.
Yeah. Well, just
Yeah.
like anywhere, you never know
Yeah.
exactly what you're going to get. There are
The ghosts-
off nights.
An EVP is an EVP. You can get an EVP, walk out your front door.
Oh yeah.
You investigate your room for free and get EVPs.
Yeah.
Mostly it's about the experience people have
Yeah. Oh yeah.
going to these places. Let's see. Kasem is asking if you any Delco method experiences.
Delco. What like
I don't know what the Delco method is, honestly.
I don't either.
Yeah,
I'll Google it really
break
quick.
that down a little bit
What's
more.
that?
Yeah,
Yes.
break that down for us a little bit
You're
more.
teaching us now, because I've
Yeah.
never heard of the Delco method.
Googling.
So I guess that's a no. You've not had any Delco method experiences.
No, but explain that more.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Teresa says, especially if you're traveling, you need more than 2 hours out. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, just telling you guys, we charge $500 if you want to investigate on a Saturday at the cabin on 360, and you get the place all night long from 7 p.m. to 9 a.m.
Oh, okay. Delco. Okay. It's the goggles with the like the red
The red goggles.
with the red.
I thought that was the Estes
we-
method.
It's kind of
Yeah,
like
that's what I
the
thought that
Estes
was
method,
too.
right?
But here's the thing with that now. You can buy goggles like that, or with the SEER device
By Ghost Tube.
Yeah, with the SEER device with Ghost Tube, it actually causes a red eye screen type thing where you can do that.
Oh wow!
I don't
You guys-
with the SEER device. I'm telling you,
We've had good with the SEER device.
Yeah,
We've had good response. with
we've
that.
had good images come up with the SEER device. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not always, but a good amount of times.
Yeah. And we use it all the time when we investigate, and you can record the images that you get and integrate it into your, like how we do it. We integrate it into our episodes. So
Wow, you guys, this is John Sullivan used that a lot. Like, so they put goggles on. Was that for the Estes method?
That was for
Rhonda?
Estes. Yeah, that was for
Or
Estes.
flashing lights? Yeah.
Yeah, it was for
did you hear
Estes.
that tapping?
I
Through the
did.
mic?
It might have been.
I wasn't tapping.
Did you guys hear that? It was like tapping
I
through
did
the
hear
mic.
it.
Yeah, I heard. Actually did hear that.
I
Did
heard
you
that
hear that?
it wasn't me.
No, my hands been
It
up
wasn't
here. the
me
whole time.
because
me.
you got to literally touch the table to cause a tapping sound like that, or touch the mic.
And no, I wasn't typing or anything.
Me
Yeah.
neither.
Did you hear it though? It
Yeah.
sounded like someone was like tapping on the mic.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Wow.
Guys, we're having paranormal experiences
Yes.
live on air.
Well, apparently somebody.
Can't stuff that happens on the Freakin' Awesome Paranormal Show. So
Hey,
we
never
are
go
getting.
home when you interview us.
Oh man, we're gonna have to get you guys back on here. We have got so
Yeah.
much more we could talk about, but we're
Oh,
getting
yeah.
close to the end of the show, and I just want to thank you guys for. Are you spelling it?
It's SEER.
Yeah,
Seer.
I found it under Ghost Tube Seer.
Yep.
Yes.
We have
So
to
if you
check that
Google
out.
it, that's what you'll find.
So yeah, definitely check out the Ghost Tube Seer, and
It's not very expensive.
Oh, nice. Now we like not expensive where equipment comes.
yes, we are definitely enjoy cheap paranormal equipment that works. You use a lot of stuff. I use my phone for a lot of my stuff. I've gotten a lot of good EVPs just using the recorder on my phone. It picks up a lot of stuff, and I've gotten some pretty cool stuff using the apps on the phone that are prevalent to where we are, and doesn't really. Of course, a lot of times you'll go to a haunted place and you'll use the apps and it'll be like, oh, it's dark in here, and it'll be random stuff that you'd hear during an investigation in a haunted place. But this, I've used like Necrophonic and the Ghost Vox app, and I've gotten stuff that's prevalent to the location that's very specific that wouldn't be in the usual vocabulary of an app. So sometimes they work.
Yeah, I mean, I use the Spirit Box. I use the Necrophonic sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Ghost Tube.
And I use Ghost Tube, and I use the Seer device. Them are the only ones I use. And I've captured some really good stuff off the Necrophonic.
We also have what's it called that Chelsea likes to use all the time.
What?
What's that called? I always forget the name of it.
I don't know. Well, if you think of it, let me know.
With the words.
Oh, the PS device. Yeah, I use that too. But I
don't know. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm really like, here, go get the Ghost Tube, or the Seer device. I'm like really like skeptic about the PS device because it just
like work for us.
Yeah, I don't know if I just calibrate it wrong or whatnot. I'm not sure, but yeah. So this is the Ghost device. Well, I was showing them first. We got two of them. One for me, one for they're not expensive. They're like $50.
His and hers.
Yeah, him and hers. Yep. So if we're like in different areas and we're not around each other, like we can do like solo sessions with these. But see, it's so your phone. So the device will go. Your phone will go in here, in this little clip thing, and then it's like, and you'll see through that, which shows you the software, and then you just like put it on like this, and it's just like that, and the images will come.
It's like
a VR headset.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Pretty much.
But it's like the visual equivalent to white noise.
Yeah.
You're a polar bear in a snowstorm.
So it's basically what they say is the designers who designed this is basically like they said it's like opening your third eye. So it's like being a medium and you're basically catching visions. Basically, that's what it is.
So
it's kind of a way to just shut down your right side of your brain because you're just seeing something that doesn't make sense. So you're not overanalyzing it.
Yeah.
It makes total sense.
Yeah.
You guys ever have a hard time focusing when you're in there, or like?
No, but
it drains me.
It drains her.
Like I would like fall asleep.
Yeah, it drains her.
Like,
but I don't know why it drains her, but it drains her. I don't know if it's because of the static, like it's TV. Yeah, it's AI images. Yeah, basically, it's like AI images. Yeah. Like I can give you some.
That was the computer.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah,
I can give you some
examples.
Yes, thank you. So like there were crutches in the old county jail, and I actually caught an image of crutches on this.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And you guys will all see it in the episode when it comes out. It's really freaking, it's really crazy. Like I'm sitting down in the women's solitary confinement, and there's supposedly a woman entity in there that don't like men and will scratch and bite and blah blah blah. But shit never happened to me. I even tried to provoke it. You can ask her just to see if anything would happen, and nothing happened. But I did get like a figure pop up, like on the SLS, like right behind me, but nothing really happened. But it also showed an image of a cop and like a inmate.
Yeah.
And it also showed an image of like the room itself,
Mm-hmm.
like the wall, the
It looked
paint
like
peeling
it was
off,
like
and the window.
It looked like it
Yeah.
was like a inside of a jail.
Yeah. So
Oh, well, you got this app, which part of, I guess it's part of the Ghost Fox thing, where you take a picture of a place, and it shows an AI image. It's supposed to be of like something, whatever it sees in the room, it'll produce an AI image of whatever it sees. So
yeah.
Sometimes you get a picture of like took a picture in the cabin, we'll get a picture of a lone tree in the fog or something, and a lot of times it's up to interpretation,
Yeah, definitely.
But that stuff seems like it's a little pretty clear what it's trying to tell you there.
You definitely have to like think abstractly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, there was a time where we were using it in here, and we were investigating, and all of a sudden we heard like evil come across the spirit box, and not even 2 seconds later, she got a freaking image of a dark, evil looking man in a hood sitting on a bench. And she was like, oh, yeah.
That's evil.
So, yeah.
Yeah, you can't get much more clear than that. That's
No,
sure.
no. And we were actually investigating Helen. We actually pulled her out of the case, and we were investigating, I think 3 too. And maybe one of those dolls. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At the time.
So what's the story behind Helen, real quick?
So the story is that Helen is supposedly, okay, this is the story, is a high-ranking demonic entity, okay? I had a medium, actually a friend of ours who's a medium, channel her. I also had Patty, if you know who that is, well known on Ghost Adventures. Yeah, she touched the case, and she channeled it. She said that whatever's dark and attached to that was not attached to it by a Ouija board or a seance or anything like that. But my friend who touched it said that the demon that's attached to that told her that asked her if it wanted to see what it could do. Like, it said it could cause heart attacks, heart palpitations, nausea, vomiting. Like, it was laughing and just sitting there. I've had a couple mediums on TikTok Live sit there and tell me that the demon that's attached to that thing don't like me and I don't like it. So mutual respect. But one medium actually came up. Remember the one that's picked up on it, and it told her it wanted to rip my head off.
Yeah.
Because it don't like me because I stand up to it.
Well,
like,
the story is that we got through a medium reading it is that it was a man who
lived on a farm
who caused a fire.
Yeah, may have murdered
his wife and daughter. And the medium even said that the daughter's also attached to the doll, as well as the demon.
Like deep compressed.
Okay. The man turned into the demon.
Yeah, because he did some violent things.
Yeah.
The fact that we're having this conversation about a man turning into a demon, attaching himself to a doll so casually, because freaking blows my mind.
We had a
like it's an everyday thing.
We had a medium touch the box and went back and painted this picture.
Okay.
And we think this is the male.
Damn.
And you can tell it's like farm, sort of like
farm.
Yeah.
I wonder how you do that. How you decide you just think to find the nearest thing. I mean, how I wonder how that works. If I'm gonna attach myself to this doll right here, it's
I'm not sure like what like
is there a process?
Yeah, I mean it's definitely got a deeper story to tell, but
It's got like 3 crucifixes on it.
yeah, but the point is it now knows it now knows that we know who it is. It now knows that we're picking up on the story of it. It now knows that we're getting closer and closer to,
Are you worried about it doing anything to harm you guys at all?
No, I've got blessed crosses on all my negative items. All blessed by an Catholic
She's
priest.
got like 4 crucifixes in there.
Yeah.
5.
It's got a blessed cross around its neck from a exorcist from across seas. I got two holy blessed objects on each side of this door of this room.
We have
this is an actual blessed cross that sits on the high chair because
we have St. Anthony medal on top of it too.
Yeah. I got that sits on top of the tray table because it's got like a little portal doohickey thingy going on, but this contains it, The other 4 negative items that we have, I got blessed crosses on them, so it kind of tampers their energy down. But they still can, mess with me because the clown that I have that's negative, I actually was sitting there asking how it liked its jewelry, and then 5 minutes later, I had to clear my throat. It was messing with my throat. I was coughing. It was messing with my throat. It didn't like it. So, yeah, that's crazy. And then we have one doll that's in a Catholic clock case that is a what you call a Mexican witch, which is known as a bruja. She actually was dabbling in black magic, summoned a demon, got possessed, and died, and now she came back negative. And then we have one that's called the Whisperer. That's in a doll that has red eyes.
We have 3.
And we have 3, which is a doll that is a porcelain doll with 3 faces.
Oh, that's
so.
Can you imagine waking up Christmas morning and getting one of those?
Trinity.
Mocks the Holy Trinity.
Jesus.
Plus this cross is blessed. So.
Wow.
Yep. And
I would not want to get that for Christmas.
I have never seen anything like that before.
Yep.
I've seen those things.
One I've seen.
We saw one other one.
Yeah, one other one, and I asked them if they had any negative attachment to it, and they said no. I said I got one that's got a negative attachment to it. So yeah, we call that.
That's a good question. Was it the maker that caused it, or what happened? So
yeah, we don't know how it's. We don't know the story of how that one.
Yeah. But
oops.
You know why it's always porcelain creepy dolls that get possessed? They're like possessed G.I. Joe action figures or something.
I'm not really sure. Ow. I hit my elbow on the tray table.
Guys, this was a lot of fun. I'm definitely enjoyed the conversation. How can people check you out and check out all the stuff you've got coming up and the stuff you've done?
You can find us on Instagram. We're on Instagram. I can't handle all looking at that now.
Yeah, I might have nightmares tonight, to be honest with you.
So we're on Instagram at 13th Floor. We're on YouTube. You can find us at 13th Floor. You can find us on Facebook at 13th Floor and TikTok.
Now, before you say, there is another 13th Floor Haunted Media production or that is not you guys.
No, we're not the haunted house, but people do tag us in haunted house stuff. So
there's one that is 13th Floor Haunted Media that is like Rhonda said it was a bunch of spam stuff.
Oh yeah,
that was ours.
That
It
was
got-
ours, and it got
Okay.
hacked.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
I
I was
I
so
told
mad
Ryan, I
about
said,
that.
I don't think this is theirs.
No, that was
Yeah.
ours. It got hacked.
Yeah.
So look for them in the
mad about
picture.
that. Yeah. 'cause
Yes.
So now we
Yeah.
got a mark.
I got a check mark after that. I had like 1.1K followers, and it freaking snatched it from underneath me. I was like, how's that even possible?
We tried to get it back.
Yeah, we tried to get it back, but
They wanted money. Ransom.
Mhm.
Of course they do.
Yeah. Nothing's ever free anymore.
yeah.
No, not even when it's your own property.
But yeah, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, or YouTube. You can go watch our paranormal documentary on the Purple Gang. TikTok, you can watch all the evidence, even on YouTube on our shorts. You can watch the evidence that we've captured over the years. But yeah, the only thing, I mean, you're definitely going to want to watch this episode that's going to be coming out with the old county jail, because it's got some pretty cool evidence. Door
Awesome.
moving, shadow figures. I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
my
some-
son actually coming on an investigation with us for the first time. He was a little nervous. He kept saying he wanted to go back to the safe room. He was a little scared at first, but I think he'll get over that eventually, because he said he wants to go more. So
That's awesome, man. You know,
Yeah.
he's got to get past the first investigation.
yeah,
Agreed.
And so a lot of people saying great show tonight, great guests. So
Yeah.
thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. We'll have to bring you back, and you can tell us about your investigations, and talk about how you guys got started as far as your YouTube channel and stuff like that. So
yeah.
we'll definitely love to have you guys back on. Hope you guys had a good time tonight.
Oh, yeah. Oh, believe me, I can go on for another hour.
Yeah.
Me too.
So
Me
we
too.
can we.
Got a
So
lot
can
of-
we.
Got a lot of.
That's right. We've got it. This is a to be continued
Yeah.
Yeah.
for sure, guys. Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right.
All
Sounds
right.
good.
Thank you.
All
All right,
Bye.
have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
That was
fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that, especially when I heard that stuff. I actually heard the tapping sound.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
That
It's some of that,
definitely was
some of the objects they have just blew my mind, like Jeffrey Dahmer and Manson, and
Yeah.
wow, that's all I got. Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and listen to that part where they said they heard
Yeah,
that.
it was around like we mentioned going back and looking at like 37 minutes. So probably if we go back to like 34 to make
Yeah.
sure we don't miss it. Yeah, because we talked a little bit before we said that. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm thinking, around 34.
Thank you for
minutes.
keeping track of the
Yeah.
time, because I didn't even think about doing that. So next week, guys, I am sorry to say that I will not be here.
Nope, it's just be me and Jeannie.
Yes, I am going on vacation with the family, going to the beach. But we have got a special guest host. Of course, we got the one and only Rhonda over here. But we have Jeannie Payette coming on to join her next Tuesday night. And you've got Static Voices. He's a guest I found on TikTok. And
Nice.
he's got, so that's why I found 13th Floor Haunted Media Production is on TikTok. Actually, I was going through a TikTok just inviting people phase. And it worked out pretty well tonight. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I don't know. Hopefully he's a good guest. I'm sure he will be. I know it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a great show, and I'll definitely be listening. And next week, Rhonda and Jeannie will be here.
Look
Same
out.
freaking awesome time.
Same freaking awesome show.
See you next week. Or they'll see you
Bye,
next
y'all.
week. Bye.